Hey, this is O with CLO Ed TV. One thing that always interests me is the concept of recycling or remaking and renewing materials into something new. And one thing I noticed, there was a time when technology was transitioning between getting bigger, getting smaller as time goes on. In other words, what I'm saying is, back in the day, we used to have these boom boxes, and I know this is probably not news to people my age or older, but we had boom boxes, and the boom boxes had little tape decks and big speakers. It might be detachable, and we used to run these things on C and D batteries. And then eventually we went to these smaller boom boxes that had a little CD player in the top of it. You know, me and the fellas, we would go skateboarding, whatever, and we would have our music that we would jam and play to. We would have our music that we would jam to. But as you know, you can get a small Bluetooth speaker nowadays, and the sound is almost like if it was a big speaker. And so I thought to myself, well, what if you could take some of those old sound systems, or, if the speakers are still good, or if some of the materials are still good, rebody them, repackaging them, maybe add Bluetooth features so you can get Bluetooth to them and make them into something brand new. And so that is the start of this project that we got right here. And so what we're going to do in a series of projects, we're going to take this. This is a radio kit. And what's included in it is your power supply or your battery bay. You got your speaker. You got your actual all-in-one radio. And what's funny is a radio used to be something that was huge, okay? And this is now everything you need to have a radio. This little all-in-one board right here, and that to me is just amazing. So, one second, let me give you an example of what a radio used to be. Is a Sears model radio, and believe it or not, this only is an AM radio, not even FM. This is an AM radio. Look at how huge this is, and this is a radio as well too. And check it out, it's so tiny. So that's what today is. Today we're not building the body, but in part 2 we're going to actually be looking into materials we can use, designing it on Blender, and also getting into Inkscape and coming up with some different designs to build our body for our little mini radio kit. Alright, so let me bring you over here so I can show you what comes in the kit. Okay, what comes in the kit is obviously you have your radio, which has all your buttons here for seek and volume, on off switch, and light indicator. You also come with a speaker here. Now, this particular speaker is a 4 ohm 3 watt speaker. That comes with it is a 4 watt 3 ohm speaker is what comes with it. Also, you get a set of screws. Now, this is going to come in handy when we design our body and 3D print it. Then we have our battery bay, which is each AAA battery is 1.5 volts usually, so that makes 3.5 volts. You got a screwdriver, an antenna, and really this is all you need to make the radio work. Now, ironically, I had a few of these lying around, which I got on discount, which is your 18650, but this guy has the same connector that goes on here, and also this is 3.5 volts. So I'm going to opt for a design probably that will fit this bay and an 18650. So let's get it assembled and I'll show you how it works. So first up is your antenna wire right here. So you're going to connect it like so. Next up, let's attach our speaker. So speaker's next, and it's written on the back of the board so you know where it is. We're going to connect our speaker right here. So if you're wondering where it all connects, it's written on the board to let you know, so you can't mess it up unless you just mess it up. Okay, yeah, that goes in here. Okay, that is now connected. And let's go ahead and screw, well, we don't have to really screw it in for this demonstration, but what you would do is attach the actual telescoping antenna to the wire, but I think we should get some reception with just this wire for this test. And the battery. So we're going to set the battery bay that comes with it and use the 18650. That way I don't have to search for AAAs. All right, now we are ready to go. So of course we'll get better reception with this, but we're gonna leave it out for now. Let's go ahead and turn the radio on. And we got a little static, so I'm just gonna hold the wire up and we'll seek for a channel.
Dallas picked up theirs.
There we go.
February. CC.
Good sound. You can control the volume.
They needed a body because
Here.
was out. Yeah.
Turn it down. Turn it up. You can also switch your channel here.
I gotta turn my notes.
And there you go. So let's go ahead and talk about some things at the conclusion of the video to talk about how we're going to bring this project together. Okay, we're going to turn the radio down a little bit. You may hear it in the background. I think this is going to be a great little radio project. So what the game plan is, we're going to go ahead and get our calipers out as we usually do. You know, we engineer stuff in this channel, and we're going to make the body first and kind of then bring home the buttons and everything, make the aesthetic look nice. And we're going to kind of design this thing to be easy to use like a consumer product. And this will be the blueprint for when we make more custom speakers. Except the only difference is maybe eventually we can make our own custom boards, maybe go to PCB way, get our own custom boards printed, and then recycle old radios and stereos and turn them into maybe modern Bluetooth speakers. What do you think? So I'll leave a link in the description for the radio kit itself if you want to try your own project out. And on the next video, we're going to start to put these parts into a design. So we're going to 3D model a body, 3D print it, and use some recycled material to make our own portable radio. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, definitely hit a like. Consider subscribing to the channel for the next videos coming up and more content like this. Also, yes, I'm finishing up the patio cover, so you will see a playlist in a series of that right here. Also, yes, the scaffolding has been erected. So it was took a little heft to lift it up. I said the scaffolding is probably like maybe 300 pounds or so, but I was able to get it up there with a little help. And yeah, you're gonna see more of that. So definitely check this playlist out if you want to see the build of the scaffolding, and also another video is coming out to show part 2 of how to build the scaffolding for your patio cover. All right, guys, see you on the next video. Have a great weekend.